From the Post Millennial, Tim Walz appears to flip off Michigan college kids shouting Trump 2024 baby at a college football game. Look, I don't believe it, but it's hard because it does kind of look like he's flicking off these kids passively as he's walking past them. Maybe he's pointing at somebody. I don't know.
I think he's just socially awkward. I mean, because you kind of do it like this.
Do you think that's what he was doing? Here, look at the video. Look at. Here's the video.
Trump 2024, baby.
He was getting.
That is weird to hold it like that. That is kind of.
It could be his index. Did he twist his hand and hold his hand like this so it looks like his middle finger? I mean, I feel
that's his middle finger. That's his middle.
I seen a video, a photo of him with just
that looks like his middle finger.
That looks like his
but
middle
it does
finger.
also look like he's pointing with his middle finger, as opposed to turning to the cameraman who's
that.
clearly on the side.
Nobody
and,
points.
flipping him off.
No, but so you
Russians,
can hear the guy by the camera yell Trump 2024 baby, but there's other people booing him too.
True.
And so this story's gone pretty viral. It's got 21,000 likes, this tweet.
Jeez. And
could it have been that the guys are to his right yelling Trump 24, he waves, and then he does the middle finger off to the side, like pointing at him as he's walking past him? Look, I'm gonna still err on the side of it's a grainy video, and maybe he's pointing his finger in a weird way. But I got to be honest, why would you turn your wrist to the side and point like that to make your index finger look like your middle finger? It just doesn't make sense.
He's trying to show people this is how you stick a tampon, and if you're a boy in the boys' restroom, maybe you use that finger.
He's trying to make sure they understand.
So they understand.
Well,
educational moment.
He spent a lot of money on it.
Yeah, I agree.
And there's an important thing you got to understand in spending money in business. You can have the best product in the world, but if nobody knows how to use it, you got nothing.
Exactly.
And so, shout out to Tim Walz then for trying to. But I don't know. Do you guys really think a VP candidate's going to flip people off in public at a big event like this?
Yeah, I mean, Trump probably would, and
that's why he's
we appreciate Trump. Yeah,
it's true.
I think if Tim Walz did it on purpose, like just owned it, and was like, yeah, I'm flipping that guy off, that would be much more relatable to a lot of Midwestern dads.
That's true.
And that's why I think he didn't do it. I think he just doesn't know how to operate. I think probably, he's socially awkward. Maybe he meant to do it, but kind of cowardly, chickened out, wouldn't make eye contact with anybody. But I think mostly he's probably gesturing in a weird way, and he's just milquetoast.
If he did come out, and someone, if he got asked about it, did you flip off those kids who are yelling at you? And he went, hey, look, I'm trying to have a good time, and these guys were calling me names. I don't care if you yell Trump, but one guy, he said something expletive, so I flipped him the bird. I'd actually respect that.
Yeah, me too. That'd be cool.
I'd be like, all right,
That's how you know it's 100% not happening.
I think he's just awkward. I think he didn't know what he's doing, and
You think he did flip him off?
I mean, I think he did it accidentally. Like he just pointed with his finger. I mean, you would think
his middle finger,
which sounds weird. And I'm a conspiracy theorist. I just
isn't that like counting like this? People count like this
because usually, like I did it earlier. Like you could kind of hide it and do it. That would seem like he's being more malicious. I don't think he's being malicious with this. Is what I'm saying.
I generally just view him as a liar. Yeah. Like this is what I was saying. I was talking about J.D. Vance, and what are the hit pieces they have on J.D. Vance? He criticized single cat ladies.
And
and a specific
sex with the couch. I think that was his.
They made that. That's a ridiculous, weird thing to make.
Everybody's had sex with the couch.
That was 15 once.
Look,
what?
I don't. It's a weird nonsense thing. Like he was ordering donuts, and they made fun of him for being weird when he ordered donuts.
Okay, wait. Now I had to actually get mad because as a fat guy myself, Tim, I've ordered donuts hundreds of times. In that video, he's like, just give me whatever. Do you say a dozen assorted? That video is weird. I'm just saying he did order the donuts wrong.
What do you mean?
Wait, what do you? I missed it.
In that video, he's like, just give me whatever. I'm just saying, as a donut expert.
What are you talking about? That's what I do.
I don't know. It's
nothing, dude. Look. Tim Walz.
Like he never orders donuts. That's all I'm saying.
And it's like Tim Walz lied about his military service.
Of course. And
I don't care about donuts.
That's worse. But I also thought it was weird in that donut video. And now I'm ragging on J.D. Vance. And I obviously want Trump to win. But did you, in that video, the woman's like, I don't want to be on camera. And I get told that all the time. I stream IRL. You streamed out in the street. And when people don't want to be on camera. And then, he had no really answer to her back. Like he's about to be second in charge of the free world. I thought he'd have a little more swag. Be like, give me, 6 chocolates, 6 glaze, baby. Just a little bit of swag.
He's vanilla.
Turn into Theo Von all of a sudden.
Look.
I love ordering donuts. I'm an expert.
J.D. Vance.
Give me sausage rolls.
He's vanilla pudding, and it's okay because Donald Trump is like twist pretzel caramel, golden swirl, whatever weirdness. And so I think that's the point of choosing J.D. Vance. They know they got the weird, wild, and pizzazz with Trump, and they need a regular guy.
Like Pence, in a way.
Right.
I think better than Pence, though.
Oh, no, I'm not
but-
disputing
but-
that fact, yeah.
Pence was meant to be a stodgy suit. It was just like, yes. And so they're like, we want a young guy. We want someone who's just straightforward, regular dude. And that's why they're trying to make him weird, because they're trying to align him and Trump in the same thing. Tim Walz, they want something similar. They're like, we need an old white guy for Kamala Harris, like they did with Biden and Obama. But Tim Walz lies about very bad things. You know, even when he got questioned on the stolen valor thing, he just said, my grammar's not so good.
As he said it for 19 years of his freaking life.
It was
And when
specifically
he misled people
care
on the
weapons of
IVF
war.
stuff, I mean, he is
yeah.
constantly manipulating his messaging, and I think part of that is just to stay in favor of whoever he thinks will give him power. So he's willing to be the white guilt, goofy guy for Kamala Harris. If you look at his voting records, he was more moderate when he was in a district for Congress where there were more Republicans. When he became the governor, he became super progressive. I mean, I don't think he's someone who has a lot of strong values, and I accept that like there is a bias here. There are probably things that he would advocate for as a Democrat that I would just never be interested in. But he, in particular, as a person, has proved himself to be full of falsehood and manipulation. And I think that is what voters are taking away from him.
Well, now you really got me off track, because when you bring up IVF, you know, you heard when Michelle Obama said that she used IVF to have babies. Did you see that? She said that. She said that, and now everybody's saying, well, technically, a form of IVF is when you use a surrogate. So maybe she had a surrogate. She said that, and I think it was in the DNC.
Nah,
speech.
you'd say surrogate. You wouldn't say IVF.
She said IVF, but
I'm saying if she got IVF,
fact
she got
check
IVF.
me. But well, I think you can do IVF with a surrogate. And
You
can
would,
still say it was IVF.
I think, use IVF for a surrogate, but I
Yeah.
think
You would
I
just
get what
say
you're saying.
surrogate.
You would say surrogate, right?
Well, unless you're trying to hide the fact that you're a boy. But that's neither here nor there. What I'm saying is, Michelle did say that she conceived with IVF. So
I think the most egregious thing was Tim Walz pretending like he doesn't put chilies in his tacos.
Yeah, that's kind of absurd. The dude won an award and you think he's going to pass it off. Who anyway, tuna and what, he say mayo?
Well, he's
A
just
taco?
it's weirdly racist.
what is that? What he said to put?
You didn't see this whole scandal?
No, I
the
didn't
taco scandal?
I didn't see the taco scandal.
When Kamala Harris is talking,
Alex.
they did an ad, and
I know
she's
the
like,
gas where he didn't change his oil, right?
No.
He just pulled out
She
a
said,
clean oil
do you
filter.
have, do you like make tacos? He goes, I just eat white guy tacos. And she's like, what's that? Tuna and mayonnaise? And he goes, just beef and cheese. And she goes, do you season it? He goes like, no. And then she's like, what? And he's like, the spiciest thing in Minnesota is black pepper. And she's like, he's got an award-winning taco casserole recipe with like chilies and peppers and
really?
onions. And like, it's this, he's trying to play off, I'm a stupid white guy. I don't know how to put chili in my food.
Well, white guy tacos is a thing where you just use ground beef and you don't add the taco seasoning. I think that's white guy tacos. So that is like a real recipe.
But probably he doesn't do that if he has an award-winning.
Yeah, I know. You
taco
think
hot
that you would
dish.
add a little cumin and paprika.
I am offended by this, and we looked up the math. There have been, I think, what's the estimate? It's like 10 to 20,000 people died in wars over spices, over black pepper. Like tens of thousands of people were
That
killed.
was a currency.
And the number made it, you can talk about like, oh, but the Civil War was way more and World War II was crazy. Like, yeah, we're talking about hundreds of years ago. There were a lot less people. And they got in these boats and they traveled around and there were spice wars. They were like, we will have black peppercorn. And then they just like were blowing ships up. I'm like, dude, now to pretend like I'm a white guy, I don't know how to put seasoning in my tacos. It's like, bro, white. You know what I would accept? If Kamala Harris was like, I bet you put all sorts of saffron and garlic and spices and curry in your food because you're an evil white colonizer who went and blew up countries to steal it. I'd be like, well, they did do that, right?
Technically, JD Vance would use the curry because his wife's Indian, though, right?
I like curry.
I love curry. No, I like
so
yeah.
I think one of the other problems is that they're constantly saying, oh, well, you men, you just got to suck it up and vote for the girl. Don't let the woman thing be an issue. But they also said that they picked Walz because he's going to appeal to, men in the Midwest. If you looked at this guy who is like prostrating himself as this goofy white guy caricature, would you look at him and say, yes, I want to cast my vote for this ticket because I feel like you represent me? Or would you be embarrassed? Would you be like, I'm not like this, and he's kind of making a mockery out of all of us?
He does not represent him and the Emhoff, the other guy they talked about his masculinity you mentioned earlier today. Either of those folks do not represent or even make me or anyone think that they're masculine in any way, shape, or form. There's no way.
And I think it's weird, basically they didn't choose Shapiro because he's Jewish, so they do want this guy to be like ultra white.
And there's a lot to add on this too, but I'll save it a little bit. But I think we now know why they didn't choose Shapiro. It's not just that he's Jewish; it's that Israel is ramping things up, and they knew it was going to happen. We'll get into that in the next one, though.
I want to ask you about the all the dads in TV shows for the last couple of years, they're all, big, fat, goofy, doofy loser guys. And if he's supposed to relate to men who watch TV shows, is this
He's Homer Simpson?
Yeah, like Al
Right.
Bundy, Homer
Yeah.
Simpson. Yeah, that is.
Nah, Al Bundy was aggressive.
He was cool though. He was
He was like a loser.
He was a loser,
salesman,
but he was also like kind
was
of aggressive.
hilarious. Yeah, I loved Al Bundy.
Homer he's like nice but dumb.
Family Guy, bunch of stuff.
Peter Griffin is not nice at all. He's like really an awful person. Like when he got the Peter copter and destroyed the yard, and then Joe was screaming, "How do you afford these things?"
I think he would have had to pick like a Red Foreman from that 70s Show character where he's like hardworking and
Yeah.
also surly,
Yeah.
but ultimately deeply devoted. He takes in the friend whose parents abandoned. You know what I mean? I think that would have been relatable to like the TV connoisseur Midwestern dad, but that's not what Tim Walz is. He doesn't seem very tough. He is constantly caught in lies, and he is willing to just be this, I don't know, Falstaffian joke. And I just don't think people want that right now. It's to make Kamala Harris look tougher and to make her look like she's more put together, but it's not to win any voters. It's about her self-confidence issues.
Thanks for checking out this clip from Timcast IRL. Make sure to watch the show live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. Subscribe to this channel, and we will see you all there.